Hey guys, welcome back to True Vine Talks with Rachel and Linda. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk about conversation number 5 in the Hold Me Tight book. This one's kind of challenging for couples. When I'm working with couples, they really have they've been together for more than 5 years. They have some serious injuries in their relationship. Most people do. And so today our podcast is about, forgiving those deep hurts in your relationship. So we'll start with Miss Rachel.
Yeah. So just to kind of define what we mean by an injury in a relationship, right? It's an event that has a huge fallout, right? So something has happened and one partner is feeling extreme emotional hurt and pain, and the other partner is not emotionally available, right? And so the hurt partner feels betrayed, rejected, abandoned, just entirely alone, right? And so they develop this belief of, how could you leave me, alone in this pain? Do you even care about me? How is it possible for you to care if you're not here for me in this moment? Right? So that's what we're talking about when we say attachment injury or relationship injury.
Well defined, Rachel. Well defined. So it's important to understand what Rachel's saying is you felt like the person wasn't there for you when it could have been like a life or death situation. That's kind of important to understand. It's a little different from what we call raw spot. And Sue talks about is the raw spot is sometimes a reminder of your past childhood attachment issues. Whereas, I've talked about like if Charlie makes a look and I just, what's that look? I get frightened and then I start to get angry, because it reminds me of something that happened to me in the past. So it's a raw spot is I get rubbed in a way that makes me defensive and protective and maybe attack you, in the relationship. So the raw spot's a little different in that, it's an everyday event, where an attachment injury is deep. And I'm just checking my notes, as you can see. Your partner sees that you're hurt and they don't reach for you. They just dismiss you, ignore you, walk away. And we know it's not because they don't care, but for you, it feels like they don't care. Okay, so never again am I going to open up and share with you my deepest fears, because you're just going to squish them, right? Yeah. So that was important, I think, to, sort of process what that looks like, because, when we talk about raw spots, those can make a cycle. The attachment injuries can really cause us to push away. Is the echo gone?
Still there a little bit, but it's not bad.
Okay, cool.
That never again thought that you mentioned is really important. I forgot to mention that. It's like in an attachment injury, we say to ourselves, I will never again let you hurt me in that way. And so this wall goes up and we keep a safe distance from our partner emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're not letting them do that again. I'm talking soft, slow, and low, like I do in couples, because I have an echo.
Don't worry about the echo.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So there are, 6 steps to forgiveness that Sue talks about in her book. This isn't, oh, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Don't you love those sorries?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you felt that way. Oh,
Not cutting it.
yeah, what is that? That's not a true repair in any friendship or relationship. All you're doing is dismissing that person's hurt, saying you're just a little pity party. That's all you are. That's,
I'm sorry you're so sensitive.
oh, I used to get that as a
Basically,
kid.
really?
Mm-hmm. I was a big hearted kid, and yeah. Oh, people with big hearts get squished very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, you're just overly sensitive. I love that. That's so dismissive. So it's not taking ownership for your behavior at all.
No, not at all. Blaming
Yeah.
the other person for being hurt and upset.
Yeah. And that's some of that boundary stuff too that we've talked about, is learning when to say yes and when to say no to people when they hurt you. You not feeling shame for feeling hurt.
Right. Yeah. Pain is a universal human experience.
Yes.
We're all going to feel hurt, sad, disappointed.
And we also are all going to, like you said, feel hurt and sad, but we're also going to hurt each other. Like, I'm going to hurt people, they're going to hurt me, especially if I'm around them for any length of time. I'm not going to get it right for you all the time. I'd love to get it right for you all the time, but I'm not going to. And sometimes it's unintentional, these attachment injuries, like you didn't mean to hurt that person.
Right.
Yeah. An example I'll give is, when I was giving birth to our beautiful baby boy, my husband Charlie, he had to work at his unit for the Army, and I didn't know that he was on orders because I was out of it, just had a C-section, drugged up, and I looked over and he wasn't there. And I was alone in the hospital with my new baby. Now, was he being intentional and not being there? No. Was I even aware he was on orders? Probably not. I was drugged up. But when I looked over and it was just, me and my baby, I was like, wow, I'm so really alone. And I prayed and God showed up. He was there with me, with my baby. But I knew that, later I talked to him about that, he had to be somewhere for work to pay for bills, right?
Yeah.
So people don't often know they have an attachment injury until you start processing times where you really needed them to be there and they weren't there. Emotionally, physically, not there. It hurts.
Yeah. And so part of what we do when we're working with couples and we
Mm-hmm.
realize, wow, this is much more than a raw spot, this is an attachment injury, is we go through the steps to help the injured partner be able to forgive.
Yeah, definitely. And this process, remember, you've already de-escalated the cycle. You two are no longer in that demon dialogue. You are able to share safely that person, your unmet needs and those softer emotions of being vulnerable. So the relationship's safe before you get into this.
Yeah. Yeah. This is usually when we're working on having one of those hold me tight moments that we talked about in the last podcast. And for some reason, some random event keeps coming up, right? And this is talked about very negatively by one partner. And we're like, where is this coming from? That's usually the sign. Attachment injury. What is it about this event that keeps coming up?
Yeah. And how come it is when he travels, you have this feeling of vulnerability and you start to attack? Oh, it's something deeper than just him leaving. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the first step towards forgiveness is for the hurt partner to really share their pain, really begin to open up and explain what happened to them.
Very good. Yeah, they're getting into the hurt that it caused them, the way they felt, and the injured partner is being present. They're not on their phone. What is it? they're being present with you. The injured partner's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you felt alone. I didn't know that me not being there made you feel abandoned or scared, or they're really present. And emotionally present means they're feeling what you felt when they hurt you. It's called empathy.
Yes. Yes.
And empathy, like, we don't develop empathy until our 30s, like late 20s, 30s. We start really developing that part of our brain. Some of us, like Rachel, already, she's already wired for empathy. Some people are more wired for empathy, but truly development of true empathy begins, at those crucial developmental stages. So, give yourself some slack if you're young and you're struggling to really empathize with people. Hey, your brain's on its way. It's on its way. That's why young couples fight so much, I think. It's hard to see where that person's coming from and be present there. So the wounded partner's pain, they're really listening. They're recognizing it. They're saying, oh, it's how sad you must have felt. You felt really sad and alone. So they're recognizing the pain and they're really present.
Yeah. Yeah. And when that partner is able to be empathetic and present, it allows the hurt, injured partner to feel safer in the bond, right? And so they can begin to let go of this never again kind of mentality, right? We talked about this injury was so hurtful and painful. I will never let you in again. I will never let you hurt me that way again. And they build that wall. And so now they're seeing their partner be there for them, really listen and understand and be empathetic, apologize, and we're tearing the wall down so that they can reach again.
And again, this is a de-escalated couple. It's safe to share the stuff. You're not worried they're going to attack you or use this against you later. I mean, it's not a weapon. It's definitely being present, like Rachel just said, and really understanding how that made them feel. Yeah, it's good stuff. So in this fourth part of the apology, is that the third or the fourth? I don't remember. Fourth, yeah.
Fourth, yeah.
Yeah. She breaks it down into 5 parts, so this is important. The injured partner is taking ownership of how they hurt that person. Oh, wow, you felt alone in the hospital. Man, so they acknowledge that. I care that you felt alone, right? And what you were feeling makes sense. You're a new mom. Makes sense that you felt that way. So they're acknowledging that your hurt is legitimate. They're not saying it's not. Oh, me not being there was hurtful. Yeah, that's right, it was. That's what you're saying. And then, oh, I'm so truly sorry. And I feel so bad that I wasn't there for you. Yeah. Show shame. You show shame for not being there. Even if there were reasons why you couldn't be there, you're still showing that you're sorry that you couldn't be there for them. And then the person that done the injury, they move in and they assure them, I want to be here for you, and I want you to, I want to heal with you in this. I'm going to be present now, and it matters. You do matter to me. And it does matter that you don't feel that way again. So it's a beautiful thing to truly forgive. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. And so then the couple is able to have that hold me tight moment. Yeah. And talk about, what I really needed, when I experienced this injury was for you to be there for me. Right? For you to celebrate the fact that we just became parents. Yeah, I needed you to wrap your arms around me, give me a kiss on the forehead, and express, how happy and proud you are to be a dad.
Yes. And he did all those things the first 2 days that we were in the hospital together. He was always there. The Army took him away. I want to note that, work called. But yeah, even when there's a reason, it's still important to process that hurt. Just is. So those are the steps for the attachment injury repair in your relationships. And I use my self-disclosure and experience, and I also, when working with couples, Rachel does an excellent job of helping the couple really process this stuff, because it keeps coming up. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, there's some unresolved pain there. Never again.
Yeah.
So it's really good to forgive people. I struggle with it sometimes, with not my immediate family, husband, kid, just outside the family. It's people do the same thing over and over again. That's a boundary issue, and you just have to distance yourself.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I guess it would be important for us to mention again that this forgiveness model that we're talking about is for couples who are wanting to repair the bond, right? So family and friends outside of your immediate family, they may not be invested in being vulnerable and emotionally intimate, and repairing a bond. And that doesn't mean that you're not worthy or valued, right? That has much more to do with them not wanting to access their hurt and pain. They're not ready.
Well stated. Thank you for clarifying that, Rachel.
Yeah.
Very good. So we appreciate, is there any more that you want to say on that, Rachel?
I don't think so. Yeah. We're good.
Good job, Rachel. We appreciate you guys joining and listening to us. We're still doing telehealth, and we're working with couples using telehealth. If you'd like to reach us, you can go to our website, truebondwb.com. Okay. So you can see us on our site, and Rachel's pretty busy. We're pretty busy, but we'll squeeze you in somewhere. So thanks for listening to us today. Bye.
Thank you.